Hey everyone, welcome to another top 10 list in which I'm going to be counting down my top 10 favorite Naruto characters of all time. Right now, I've already done the female Naruto characters. Now it's time to do the Naruto characters, period. Okay? These are what I personally feel to be the greatest characters in all of Naruto, okay? However, before the 10 actual ones of this list, I do have 9 honorable mentions I'd like to make. Yes, 9 honorable mentions that I would have loved to put on this list, but just couldn't. Now, why 9 of them, you ask? Simply put, there's just so many characters in Naruto that I love, and so that's why I really wanted to put 19 on this list, but I'm not going to make a top 19. I think that'd be stupid. I couldn't think of a 20th one to put in this video, or else I would have done a top 20, but yeah. Anyways, first off, the 9 honorable mentions. These are in no particular order, by the way. The first honorable mention I'd like to make is Jiraiya, a character that appeared shortly after the preliminaries of the Chunin exams in part 1. Alright, Naruto and him went off to train, and Naruto learned how to control a little bit more of his Nine-Tailed Fox chakra in preparation for his fight with Neji during the finals. Alright, Jiraiya comes off as, I would kind of compare him, in terms of Bleach characters, I would kind of compare him to Shunsui in the sense that he's a big-time pervert, in a sense, but he's can still be very serious when he wants to be, and he's really strong. I mean, his testament of his strength is that, of course, first off, he was trained by the 3rd Hokage, and he trained the 4th Hokage, so, you know, he's one of the legendary Sannin, along with Tsunade and Orochimaru, that was named the legendary Sannin by Hanzo. And his death was so sad. That was like the first trolling death that Kishimoto did to the fans, because I did not. Who expected him to die so soon? I figured he'd die because he's one of the oldest characters in the series, but I did not. I expected, like, I'm surprised that Kishimoto didn't leave him alive long enough just to take part in the war and then maybe kill him off there, maybe in a fight against like Madara or something, you know. So yeah, I mean, he created the Rasengan, which he taught to his. Or no, he didn't create the Rasengan. He learned it from his student, Minato Namikaze, the 4th Hokage. And then later on, and somewhere along the line, Kakashi learned it, I don't know. And then later on, Jiraiya taught it to Naruto. So, yeah. That's basically it for Jiraiya. He also knows the Sage Mode, of course, although not as good as Naruto, oddly enough. But, yeah, I think. And he also has a contract with the Toads from Mount Myoboku. I just think he's a really awesome character and definitely deserves an honorable mention on this list. The next honorable mention is Orochimaru, speak of the devil. Orochimaru is another one of the legendary Sannin, and he's just so awesome. Alright, he was, like all of the Sannin, he was trained by the 3rd Hokage. And while he was in the Leaf, he had actually trained. He was actually the sensei of Anko and gave her a curse mark, and also taught her his snake abilities, I guess. You know, and when he betrayed the Leaf, he actually joined the Akatsuki and was Sasori's partner before he abandoned the Akatsuki and Deidara became Sasori's partner. While in the Akatsuki, both of them shared very similar views on art, so they got along pretty well, I'd say. When he escaped the Akatsuki, he actually sent in Kabuto to investigate the Akatsuki and send information back to him. However, Kabuto later got under control of Sasori's jutsu. When Kabuto came back to Orochimaru broke that jutsu, and Kabuto joined back up with Orochimaru again forever. Okay? And Orochimaru's just so fucking strong, right? He has a contract with the snakes, alright? And, I mean, just think of how fucking strong this guy is. He survived the Third Great Shinobi World War and was named the Sannin along with Tsunade and Jiraiya by Hanzo. Alright? During his fight with the third Hokage, even the third Hokage could not fully seal him away. That's how strong this guy is. He could only seal his arms away, and of course that resulted in the third's death. A little later on in part 1, with his arms sealed, he had a fight with both Jiraiya and Tsunade on the outskirts of Tanzaku Town, and managed to live long enough to escape. That's hardcore. Not to mention for a few years he's spent in constant pain and agony from his arms being sealed. Okay? And yet he was still able to train Sasuke and whatnot. And, oh my god. And then he fought in a battle against Sasuke, and even though he lost against Sasuke and subsequently Sasuke took part of his power, he was still alive. Not only inside of Sasuke, but also inside of Kabuto. Then, when Itachi... and eventually completely inside of Sasuke when Sasuke took the rest of Orochimaru. And then when Itachi unsealed or took Orochimaru out, he still tried to put up a fight. That's the thing. Until Itachi sealed him away inside of the Susanoo. And now he's been unsealed and he's back again. There's no stopping this guy. He's one of the strongest characters in the series. Alright, and it's just nuts, you know. So, yeah, definitely Orochimaru is an awesome character. Going down here. Next we have Haku. Now this is a weird one for me because it didn't make this list because Haku, the last time we actually saw the full extent of Haku's abilities was during the Line of Waves arc, and that was a fucking long ass time ago, okay? That's why she's not actually on this the official list. But she's still awesome. Her KK Genkai which is the first KK Genkai we see in the entire series, by the way. Is the crystal ice. Well, it's controlling ice in general, but her secret jutsu is her specialty is the crystal ice mirrors. And she is so fast. Like, for the longest time, she was the fastest character in the series, and she's one of only 2 characters in the series that is able to use, that we see so far that I recall anyways, that is able to use one hand for hand signs, the other being Gurren of the crystal style. Alright, I don't have much to say about her. Haku's just an amazing character, and it's too bad she didn't last as long as she did. She was revived during the war, but that didn't last very long, to tell you the truth, okay? Next up we have Zabuza Momochi, another character that didn't make it on the list because he wasn't around very long. Right, during the Line of Waves arc, we learned that he used to be a member of the Seven Swordsmen of the Mist before he became a rogue ninja. Alright, he was a demon by nature, and he's incredibly strong. His sword is this giant galleon sword. So he can cut many enemies apart from so far away. And he's incredibly ruthless too. He's even willing to cut through Haku, his partner, in order to try to cut Kakashi. Alright. So yeah, and even without a KK Genkai, he's still incredibly strong. I mean, and he trained Haku to be nothing but a ruthless killing machine. And to void herself of any sort of feelings or anything whatsoever. And Zabuza's just a really awesome villain. And too bad that he didn't last very long. Again, he was also resurrected during the war, but that didn't amount much amount to much to anything. So yeah. Anyways, next up is Conan of the Akatsuki, the only female Akatsuki member. She didn't make it on the actual list simply because she's in it less than Haku and Zabuza. Alright, you see her silhouette throughout the series sometimes, and the first time you actually see her fully, that I recall, is during the Invasion of Pain arc. And you think she's gonna have a major fight? Of course not. She doesn't have a major fight scene. You know, and I mean, this paper-style Keiki Genkai of hers sounds really cool, since the only major weakness she has is water. Ironically enough, since she lives in the village in the rain. But she barely uses it. I mean, and the fight scene she has with Obito in the Rain Village just before she dies is pretty cool. Albeit, but still. I don't know. I don't know why Kishimoto didn't use her more. Alright, it's time here. Alright, still have a little bit of time left before this camera cuts out on me. Okay, so yeah, that's why she's not on this list, but she's still an awesome character nonetheless. And also, I'm surprised that she wasn't revived for the war. I would have thought that Kabuto would have revived her for the war, but anyways, the next one is a burp. Excuse me. No. The next one is Kimimaru Kaguya, the last member of the Kaguya clan. He almost made this list, but simply put, he's still awesome, so I should definitely still mention him. His bone manipulation technique is kick-ass, okay? It really is. Like, the simple fact that he can remove bones from his body, use them as weapons, or launch them from his body, use them as weapons, and whenever he takes one out of his body or launches it from his body, it instantly replaces itself much harder than it was before. And they can use his bones for shields, and that he has a curse mark, and his ultimate power is combining his second stage release curse mark with his the true power of his bracket dance. And really, it takes the combined efforts of Naruto, Lee, and Gaara to take this guy down. That's how fucking awesome he is, okay? It takes that much effort just to finish him off. So yeah, he definitely deserves some points for that, I think. And he is revived during the war, but sadly he doesn't. From what I recall, you don't see a major fight with him, and if you do, it's not very climactic. I mean, I would have kind of hoped that he would have revealed some new technique or something, or had at least another major fight, but he doesn't, and that's kind of a disappointment. But that's not a reason why he's not on this list. I just had 10 other characters that I wanted more, but other than that, he's just a fucking awesome character that definitely deserves to be mentioned, I think. Okay, next up we have Hashirama Senju, the first Hokage. Along with Madara Uchiha, he actually founded the Hidden Leaf Village. Alright, and became the first Hokage of it, which led Madara to despise him because Madara wanted to become the first Hokage, okay? Hashirama has his KK Genkai, the wood style. Alright, which he's famed for because it's actually able to suppress the powers of a Jinchuriki, which is why the nine-tailed Jinchuriki was always in the leaf. It's because he was the first Hokage with the wood style, okay? And although he's not my favorite of the Kage, I still love this guy. I mean, his history with Madara, his history with the Senju clan, the Sage of Six Paths, being one of the direct descendants of the Sage on the Senju side, is just epic. It really is. And his power, I mean, being able to... Oh shit, that was close. Being able to defeat Madara? Oh my god, that was awesome. So yeah, I don't have much else to say about this guy. He's just really awesome and definitely deserves a mention on this list. Let's see, how much more can I do? Okay, here we are. Okay, next Next two are actually two more. Actually, the next two are the last two. But I'm actually going to stop this video here. I could probably finish them, but I don't want to risk it. Excuse me. And I'll do the last two honorable mentions in the next video, and then I'll continue on with the actual list itself. So, see you after, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.